Most consumers report that their financial situation has greatly worsened during this past year. This is the worst assessment we've ever recorded in more than 60 years of the survey. The decline started about 2 years ago, well before the recession started, but it greatly accelerated during this past year, indicating that further declines in spending will be forthcoming in 2009. Now, consumers have always expected some good times, mostly good times, interruption of recession that were typically mild and brief. Although there are some consumers that still remember the horrible 1980s recession. But most times they expect an incoming administration like President-elect Obama, and before him President Clinton and Reagan and Kennedy, all to bring new economic policies that will help reinvigorate the economy. And that is true today. There is one problem that the hole that we've dug for our economy may be so deep that even the best economic policies can't extract us from that, not in a year or two. And this could lead us to become more vulnerable to the type of loss of confidence, the almost complete despair that people in the 1930s suffered. And the rise in unemployment is the chief concern here. In 1929, the unemployment rate was just over 3%, and in just 3 years, by 1932, it was nearly 25%. This sharp rise in unemployment led people not only to simply postpone dreams of a better economic life, but to abandon them. And the sharp rise in unemployment that we've seen during this past year, especially over these past few months, could promote the same kind of despair in the year ahead. Such despair is not present yet. After all, it's widely expected that the Obama administration will help revive the economy. But this crisis is hardly over. To paraphrase Winston Churchill, we're not at the end, or even at the beginning of the end, but perhaps at the end of the beginning. Much more needs to be done to clarify how consumers will act in late 2009 and early 2010. For the year ahead, and especially this quarter, the current holiday season will be very bleak. And in 2009, the data lead me to forecast that consumer spending will decline by 1% or a little higher in 2009. And that will be the worst year we've seen in the past half century. This forecast presumes that the policies of the incoming Obama administration will successfully end the recession before the close of 2009. Deeper and more persistent declines in spending could be possible if the free fall in employment is not arrested or if the normal flow of credit is not restored.